Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is episode 4 on my sports trading for beginners series, specifically looking at lay the draw at the moment. As you can see on my screen, today we're going to be looking at the Leicester and Slavia Prague match in the second leg. It's the Europa League second leg, round of 32. Now, I went in just before half time with a £5 stake at odds of 2.58. The reason why I chose this match was going into half time, Leicester had had 3 shots on target plus a couple off target. They're playing at home. It's the second leg. The first leg was 0-0. So it's essentially going into this match, everything to play for. There were no aggregate goals needed in or anything. Now, what you can see on my screen is Slavia Prague have gone 1-0 up, and I am in profit at the moment of 75 pence. Now, the reason why I decided to start recording this was because I thought this is a really good opportunity to show you what to do, or what you can do, what can be done if the underdog takes the lead. So in this match, as I've mentioned, Leicester are at home. They are actually playing at home, and the expectation would be that they would win this tie as well, this match and tie. So the expectation then would be that they wouldn't go behind. Now, they have gone behind. Slavia Prague have taken a goal, taken the lead by 1 goal, and so what that's meant is the odds have risen. As you can see, the back odds, if you were to back a draw now, you could get it at 3.1. If you were to lay the draw, you could get it at 3.15. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, because the underdog has scored, the expectation would be that the favourite will come back to equalise. So if you're in a situation where you have laid the draw, it's only 6 minutes into the second half, which means we've got practically the whole of the second half to go, and the underdog has taken the lead. There's a couple of things you can do here. You can still, and firstly and foremostly, you can still cash out for this, what is on offer, which in this instance is 70 pence. Or you could look to remove your liability. If you watched my previous videos, you would have seen how I explained that can be done by either taking out half of your stake or trying to take out the full amount. If I was to take out the full £5, it means that if either team wins, I make nothing, but I would make something if the match finished as a draw. So there's a couple of things that you can do there. As I said, you can always play around with how much you want to take out, bearing in mind that if you are using the Betfair Exchange online or through your app on the phone, the minimum stake you can put in is £2. And if you've started off with low values like myself, £2 isn't necessarily going to be enough for you to be able to do what you want to do. So if you do use software, then obviously you can put in stakes smaller than £2. But if, like I would imagine the majority of you are, you're just using Betfair on your like the website or the app, then the minimum stake you can do is £2. So that's not necessarily going to help us right now. So yeah, you can take out the money. You can take the money that's on the table, you can move some of the money around. What you could also do, where you've got a situation where the underdog has taken the lead, we know, as this stands, because this is a cup match, this is a Europa League match, it's the second leg, this tie will be decided today. Okay, now Leicester have gone a goal behind. Slavia Prague have got an away goal, which means that even if Leicester were to get an equalising goal, if the match finished as a draw, Leicester would go out because Slavia Prague have an away goal. They've got an aggregate lead. So in all honesty, for Leicester to progress through this tie, they need to score 2 goals. Okay, and obviously make sure that Slavia Prague don't score any more. So this is an example where laying the draw is still very much a valid market to use in order to trade. And what we could actually do, the odds have lengthened, but they've not lengthened astronomically, because if you can see here, they're expecting, at the moment, Slavia Prague to go on to hold this lead. But saying that being said, I should say, the odds on Leicester are not that long. So there's still a relative expectation that Leicester will come back into this match. So essentially what I'm saying is, my intention was to drip in the money to give myself better odds. I was never going to just leave this as a £5 stake, because I'm not planning on waiting for someone to win this match. I'm just wanting a positive movement in the odds so that I can trade out that position for a profit. So one of the things that you can do in this situation is you can still lay the draw, because we know that Leicester have got strong motivation to go on and win this match. Now, even if Leicester were to equalise, it wouldn't be enough. They would still have to push on to get a winning goal. So you've got two things that could happen in that situation if Leicester go on to equalise. Either Slavia Prague shut up shop, park the bus, make it nigh on impossible for Leicester to get that second goal, in which case the match could finish a draw, because at that point it would be 1-1, or Slavia Prague could try that, but maybe Leicester's attack is so strong that they go on to get that second goal, or Slavia Prague themselves go on to get a second goal, which, if it happens as the score stands, it would mean that they go 2-0 up, which means fantastic things for us, will be in profit. Even if Leicester come back to 1-1 and then Slavia go on to get a second goal, again we would be in profit, albeit it would depend on what time they get the second goal. But we are into the second half, so this is another one of the benefits of trading in the second half, and that is that you get favourable odds, because there's less time for what you want to happen to actually happen. So in any event, look, you can see here, look, the odds are shortening slightly on Slavia. So I don't want to leave this too long, because my draw odds might lengthen too much and I don't want them to go too far. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, is I'm going to put another, my voice is going, excuse me, I'm going to put another £2.50 in. Now when that gets matched, which it has, you'll see I'll stand to make £7.50 if either team wins, but I would lose £13.40 if it finishes as a draw. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it, and I'll come back a little bit later on, maybe in 10 minutes or so, or if another goal goes in, to show you what we do next. So guys, back again now. We're at 75 minutes. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on. So as you can see, it's still 1-0 to Slavia Prague, but not only that, the odds have lengthened on Leicester getting back into the match, shortened on Slavia Prague seeing it out, and lengthened on there being a draw. And as a result of this upward price movement on the draw odds, you can see that we've now got £2 worth of profit that we could take if we wanted to right now, walk away from this trade with what has just jumped down to 1.42, but we know that we're there around there or thereabouts £2 profit, so we could do that. Now I want to show you something else. So if you remember, I opened my position with a £5 stake, and I then topped it up with a £2.50 stake once Slavia had taken the lead, which means that my average odds that I've staked at has dropped down to gone up slightly to 2.79, but that's still relatively good. I like to have my overall odds lower than 3 if I can. So what this means is, as you can see, our back odds have climbed up to around about 4. So we could, we're not going to, but I just want to show you, we could, at back odds of 4, lock in profit. Just get this up to 4. Okay, so what we could do, so we could take £2.50 off either team winning to reduce our liability. If we did that, it means that we'd make £5 if either team won, or if it was a draw, instead of losing 13.40, we'd lose £5.90. Or I could equal it all out now by basically backing the draw for £5, which would mean that if either team wins, I'd make £2.50, but if it falls into a draw, I'd still make £1.60. So we could do that.
Market suspended.
Perhaps we should have, because the market has suspended. Now let's see what's happened. Is it 2-0? It's 2-0 to Slavia Prague, which is fantastic. Not for Leicester, because it looks like they'll be going out of the Europa League, but it's fantastic for us because, as you can see, our profit has gone from around about £2 straight up to £6.35. So we could leave this match right now £6.35 in profit. That's one of the things that we could do. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to let these markets settle very quickly, because I want to show you what a fantastic position you are in when one of the teams goes 2-0 up. Okay, now if you remember what we've done with this trade, we've gone in at 0-0 at half time, and when the underdog has taken the lead, we have increased our stake on laying the draw. Because everything would have suggested that Leicester would be coming back to get the 2 goals that they needed. I did also mention, if you remember, that there is one of the possibilities is that Slavia goes 2-0 up, which is what they've done now, which is fantastic. So you can see that the odds have settled around about 28. Okay, so what we can do, the minimum stake that we can use on Betfair is £2. So if I was to put a £2 back stake on at odds of 28, it shows you that if either team wins, which it looks like it would be Slavia Prague, I'd make £5.50. But if Leicester come back and make it a draw, get another 2 goals in the next 10 minutes, and it finished a draw, I'd actually make £40.60. Okay, so I'll be back in a second once I've gotten rid of this liability, and I'll talk you through what it is I've done. Okay, so back again, guys. Now off camera, I used my software, which I will talk to you.
Market suspended.
I will talk to you all about, but just not yet. And I think I put 75 pence on. I backed the draw at odds of 34 or something, for 75 pence. Now, as I said before, you can't do a 75 pence stake on Betfair itself, because the minimum bet you can place by using Betfair is £2. But there are there is software out there that will allow you to place to manage your trades a lot better, and I will talk to you about those as time goes on. But as I said, I just want to keep it simple. This is for beginners, this is for people just getting into trading, and I'm really sorry that I had to do that off camera, but I needed to make sure that I didn't keep my liability on the table. I could have done it by putting a £2 stake on, as I've just showed you, but then that would have meant that I reduced the amount that I would make, and I didn't want to do that by £2. Alright, so this is an example of what can happen, what a fantastic position you can be in when one team goes 2 goals up. Alright, so if I let this play out for the next 7 minutes to the end of the match finishes, I will walk away with 6.75, because as you can see, Slavia Prague look like they're going to win. If I believe that Leicester are going to miraculously get 2 goals in the next 8 minutes, then I can just leave it, and if it does finish as a draw, then I would make £11.35.